Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Let's give our praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Rikar Kadesh, the man to the apostles, a great millstone citation, all the Akims and Akwas pushing the truth. Is Yahweh Kanaan coming in, is Yahweh Kanaan coming in, and it's the year of the hopeful prophecy, and what a year it is. But I'm gonna come right in with the different philosophies that plagues our world. So let's jump right into it, because the scriptures tell us Israelites to watch out for these different philosophies of these other nations, whether it's Hinduism and what they get into all of the meditation and yoga and the spirituality, which our meditation and our yoga as Israelites is. Let me get it. My baby talking about. This Joshua, and you know what? Before I do this, let me do this. And this is the number one reason why Esau, the Edomites, the Caucasian white people, and the other nations, see that? And the other nations don't want you to know who you are. Because once you know who you are, the rest is a history, not a mystery. And this is why they did this. But the scriptures give us everything that they have tried to do, and it names names. So let's name names. This oh yeah, you ain't gonna get this out of church. This Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silent, O God, hold not thou peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thou enemies, see that? You Israelites, y'all got enemies. Thou enemies have made a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. So you got people that hate you. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? Your ancestors, as Moses, as Joshua, as Solomon, as David. See, them are your hidden ones. They told you, no, them biblical characters in the Bible never was told. No, them your ancestors, your heritage, your nationality, your forefathers. And there's a reason for that. This one just accidentally skipped over. And then you use our book to give to the whole world. Okay. Psalms 73:3. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones, which I just explained to you who are your hidden ones, which they're not hidden anymore because now you know. It's they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You don't know you are Israelite. You don't have no clue about that. That's why when we keep coming with this Israelite, they come with the anti-Semitic. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, white folks, Ishmaelites, the Arabs, Moab, Chinese, the Hagarenes, African, Cabal, more Africans, and Ammon, the Japanese, Japanese, Amakalite, the Zionist Jews who run the Diamond District, the rap, and the whole culture vulture situation, and the Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, more Africans, and that's why that African diaspora and that old black conscious and back to Africa, that's them philosophies that was given, but they all consulted against us with one consent. So let's but we told them, watch out for these things. It's Proverbs 5:1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thou ear to my understanding. See that? That thou mightest regard discretion, and that thou lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb. Right. Them other philosophies, they sound like they lead you down the right path when they go into all of this theory and theology and applying it to this world. And you see a lot of our people involved in that. Black conscious community. For thou lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Because we don't supposed to be going along and doing those things. Because when we do those things, we end up becoming degenerates. See that? That's why Deuteronomy told us. That's why they don't want us to know who we are. Because once we take hold to this, oh yeah, now you're finna get some traction. This Deuteronomy 4 and 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgment which I teach you, for to do them that you may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto my word which I commanded you. So ain't no writing no motherfucking book, nigga. Neither shall ye diminish aught from it. And you can't pick and choose what you want to accept or apply in the scriptures. That ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Perir, which y'all don't know nothing about that, and y'all right back worshiping them gods. For all the men that followed Baal Perir, the Lord thou God has destroyed them from among you. See that? And we have been destroyed again. So that's why he's telling us to come on back. But let's keep going with this. This Proverbs 5, I'm gonna jump to 15. Proverbs 5 and 15. Drink water out of thy own cistern, and running water out of thy own well. See that? We only supposed to be coming to this. This got everything we need. We don't need no extra nothing from nobody, no explanations, none of that. It's all right here. And if you can't get it out of here, that's because you ain't got it. Because we got it. The GMS brothers. This Proverbs 5 and 15. Drink water out of thy own cistern, and running water out of thy own well. Let thou fountain be dispersed abroad, and rivers of water in the street. Let them be only thou owns, and not strangers with thee. See that? So we ain't dealing with none of these other nations and their philosophy and what they got going on. Because we know what's going on, which is the true power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. And that's why I always use that one scripture that show us what's things to come and so forth, which y'all can't do that. So, and I ain't gonna get it right now. I got a lot to do because there's a reason why I'm going into the topic that I'm going in today. Because I got a book, Brandon Holswick, which is Great Influence. Good book. I advise you to get it. Teach you the different philosophy of the Edomites and they lesser Luciferians, because that's what this is. It got a list of, you see on the front Karl Marx them, Communist Manifesto, and so on. And I'm going to walk through the different philosophies and traits that they have taught through the Ivy League schools and pushed down through the lesser Luciferians. And we're going to highlight a lot of them. Different witches and warlocks that's in this book who have brought out different stronghold philosophy that you Israelites have took hold to, and we're going to expose that today. So let's do this last one, which is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babbling, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. See that? And that's exactly what's happening. So I'm going to go through the different philosophies that they have taught our people. And a lot of y'all subscribing to this. And we here to filibuster. Let me get this Acts 17 and 11. Because even when it comes to the scripture, y'all let Ronald Dolton, Sakari, and these guys play with y'all salvation. But if you did these things, you wouldn't have to worry about them. This Acts 17 and 11. These were more notable than those in Thessalonian, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily That's what y'all not doing. Y'all not searching the scriptures. Y'all not rightly dividing the word of truth. None of that. Whether these things were so, therefore many of them believe also of honorable women which were Greek, and of men not a few. See that? So Israelites being converted. So I had to start off with that, and we're gonna get right into this book. I got down Alice Bailey, which started Lucifer Trust, and Helly Scorchman, page 79. Let me see what I get. I marked all kind of stuff in this book. You got a lot of different stones. Okay, I'm just gonna start reading, show y'all what they have already done. This bringing the worldview and people together under one agenda, which is your new world order. It say the idea, beliefs, conversations, and values of these 21 influencers have, whether you know it or not, affected your faith, family, and freedom. It say these influences is so uh, privileged that one of my biggest challenges is writing this book has been knowing when to stop writing. The transformation of America happening so fast that each day brings a new revelation of what government, religion, and education leaders are doing to accomplish their goal of remaking America in very un-American ways. And that's what y'all have witnessed. Once you explore the world view of these individuals and you understand the nature of the spiritual battle in which we engage, you'll want to visit my website. Okay. So let's go through it. This is Bennett Housen. It's a it's a the major world players includes America met for the 1992 United Nations Earth Summit in Brazil. It said by design of these agents of change, sustainable development is difficult to define, but it involves the promise of socialist global government, planned economics, and the end of individual liberty. From the 1992 Earth Summit came two documentaries, Agenda 21 and the Philosophers Treaty. See that? And Agenda 21 was what we witnessed today, from 1992 to today, which is a nothing but a Karl Marx. Um, uh, Karl Marx is really big into that Agenda 21 because he got the 10 communist planks of the Communist Manifesto. The 10 communist planks of the Communist Manifesto, which go further into this book, Communism, Karl Marx, which I'm actually Agenda 21, but you might want to look this up if you don't know about it. No, I'll let you see it. Agenda 21 was what you see today. The building of these high-rise sky rises and the loosening of the middle class and they land and property and freedom. That's why you see everybody living in condos and all this shit because they taking the land from the people. But you see Bill Gates and Elon Musk, they buying up all the land throughout America and they're telling people that they got to eat plant-based food. That's what all that's about. Okay, let's keep going. It's a conversation on the right of the child, the conversation eliminated all form of discrimination against women, both on which create UN mandates on abortion, child raising, and government interference on family. What you see today, you can't tell your kids anything. They can go to the school. If they want to be gay, straight, or whatever they want to do, they get to go to the authorities. So another event that just that has took place is 1984 is what you witnessing, the movie 1984. Okay, let's keep going because they's gonna make this agree across party lines. They say the chief problem of American political life has been how to make the two congressional parties more national and internationalist. The argument that the two parties should represent opposite ideas and policy, one perhaps of the right and the other on the left, which you see Democrats, Republicans agree all the time now. So that has came to fruition. That's why they're doing it. It's a foolish idea accepting only to documentary and academy thinkers. See that? Because you can't have someone who totally believe that pro-life and those ain't pro-life going to agree on the same, but y'all have been seeing it. Instead, the two parties should be almost identical so that the American people can throw the radicals out at any election without leading to any profound or extensive shift in policy. So they have already done that. So they got them to a degree, and it's working. While they are some truly uh, conservatives, Republicans, most embrace the same worldview and agenda of their fellow politicians across the aisle. This is a form of Marx dialectic process, the true intent of which is revealed by Julian Elix. So what y'all see with the government, how they move together, that was to get them to pass these bills on what you see Americans today. Which let's go further into this, see what they did. I'm gonna keep going. This page 30, it say these councils introvert created a plan that incorporates the recommendations set forth in Agenda 21, the UN Bible on Sustainable Development. These plans limit individual freedoms and impose individual responsibilities in order to create a community that the Vision Council had determined to be in the best interest of the world. I got page 24. America and Washington State and Wisconsin are learning the hard way about the freedom robbed ways of sustainable development. Let me give an example. It's the King County Washington plan, for example, limits the freedom of property owners to use only 35% of their land. See that? So they telling you what you can do with your land. And you see that now. They even got it where sustainable development has worked so far into the new agenda that now they telling you that you can't use this amount of water to flush your manure down your own toilet. Picture that. See that? You worried about freedom of speech. Motherfucker just told you how much water you can use. And you ain't even realized that because what? They told you this is according to sustainable development of the resources that we're losing, which they lying. Get it? And knowing is half the battle. Let's keep going and reading this fundamental. Um, page 30. So it tell you, say the King County, and guess what county I happen to be in right motherfucking now? King motherfucking County, nigga. Washington. Oh yeah, I'll never hide. We ain't got no reason to hide. The King County Washington plan, for example, limits the freedom of property owned to use only 35% of their land, while imposing the requirement that 65% of the land be left in its natural condition. How the hell you gonna tell me that I gotta leave my land in the national habitation when I can build houses on here? I can plant my trees and stuff. No, they telling you you got to leave it in this natural habitation because they don't want you to have no freedom of food. See that? Freedom of food is when you grow your own fruits and vegetables and you go buy your own animals for your land. You can't do that because they telling you got to leave it natural. Your land that you paid for or your ancestors then gave you as an inheritance. You being told the next generation that no, you ain't allowed to build, do nothing on that land. So then why do I have it? Oh, so you can sell it back to the state. That's why you got it. Anyways, Washington the plan limits individual freedom to build no more. Now watch this, because you've been in thought I made all this up, but it's right here in the book. For all you Johnny come late. This Okay, Washington, this on page 31, by the way. So I advise you to get the book. Washington, the plan limits individual freedom to build no more than one house on a 40-acre panel. Similar restrictions on individual freedom has been imposed by so-called vision councils. Who the fuck is a vision council? That's those who are part of the elites who know where they're moving us into this new world order. Facts. Look around you, people. All across the country in order to balance the right of individuals against the need of communities, a determined by a non-elected group of communitarians. Which who the fuck is that? So these people non-elected, we don't know who they is, but they telling all of us what we gonna do. You know why? That's because they consider the 1%. Okay, let's keep going. Uh, Communitarians have been called community lights, often referred to it as social. I'm sorry. Uh, how you say it? Sophronist socialist? I can't say that first word. It's some socialist. On the grounds it appeared, that's why you better get the book. On the grounds it appeared to be academy justifiable for transforming the policymaking process, taking authority away from elected officials and empowering non-elected representative of special interest groups, which are their puppets. So that's how they're able to hire your elected officials, and when they go tell you that you're not allowed to build more than to use more than 65% of your land, and you ask your elected official that you elected and you voted for and you gave money to on why is they doing this when that's the freedom of your land, they say, oh, well, it's not me. We have a new elected council. So that's how it works. All right, let's keep going. Still on page 31. You'll recall that the counterculture revolution of the 1960s, and these are the dates that you have to get into the history too, was largely about the um, promotion of mystical pagan spirituality and socialism. Yeah, big time. Many 60 radicals grew up to become educators, reporters, elected officials, corporate office, but these the same people that in a teenage young adulthood they was doing what? Because they was a part of that 1960 group. They went into sex, drug, rock and roll. They went into pagan spirituality worship. See, that's your whole hippie movement. The whole hippie movement, where all of the colors and the and how do they I'm trying to how they classify. Oh, they classify as like free love and love. No, that's called sexual black magic. That's why the women are all promiscuous. That's what that's about. But they was under the free love. See, that's the soft way of using witchcraft. Because behind that is what? Sexual dark black magic. That's what it's about. I think I'm lying. Go watch the Rihanna video of her doing her promotion to her new clothing line. And who happened to be her boyfriend, the kid father right now at this time? ASAP Rocky. What do he just happen to be part of right now? High fashion. But y'all figure it out. Well, your kids will. All right. So I'm gonna keep going. We're busting them out in this book. Let's see what else I got. Oh, I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, right here. Allison Bell. Those of y'all who don't know who Allison Bell is, you will know today. If you know who George Washington is and you don't know who Alice Bell is, then shame on you. Because just like the book said, these people have been influencing your religion, your culture, your family, and have been orchestrating your family structure. Oh, we finna go into that. Alice Bell, 1880 to 1942. Lucifer Publishing Company, that's what she have founded. They got the website right now. It's called Lucifer Publishing Company too, by the way. Uh, she got a lot of books out. But let me show you what she's known for. Because then it's gonna start ringing the bell. Allison Bell started her published company and its sister New Age organization, Lucifer Trust, in 1922. From that locus have spread countless of occultist and pagan spirituality. One of the leading founders of what we now call the New Age movement. See that New Age movement that y'all have out there, that New Age religion of, like, what is New Age religion? What is the New Age movement? It's the gods from the East, Shiva, motherfucking the Hindu gods, the gods from India. You know what I'm saying? That's the New Age movement. They get into what? The lotus plant. They get into the different colors. They get into the love, peace, happiness. Your whole hippie movement. That's all gods from the East, disguised. And a lot of you Israelites falling right for it. Bailey worldwide and goals have shaped the thinking of many individuals we examine in this book. Bailey wrote 24 books, totaling thousands of pages. She claimed to have written them under the direction of a spiritual guide called the Wa, Kali, or the Tibetan, which is nothing but a demonic demon. That's actually a demonic demon that she was directly in tune with. Because what do the word demon mean? Intelligent. That's why these people write these books and consider your philosophers or your intelligent people who go to these schools, these Ivy League schools, who pass down these philosophies to y'all. Y'all learn them and teach them. But to be clear, I believe Bailey was communicating with a demon, a practice strictly forbidden in God's word, which I'll just explain it to you. So anytime you hear any of these so-called inspirational people, when they get to telling you a medium or a spirit guide, that's a demon. That's cold word. Okay. It's a lot in this book, y'all. But I ain't gonna, matter of fact, I might have to break this up in segments. All right, let's go into Kissinger. It said his talk, this page 7, his talk will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when reality, a new world order, can be created. It's a great opportunity and it's just a crisis. Does thinker of the crisis as a great opportunity sound familiar? Obama White House Chief of Staff Rahu Emanuel told business leaders in the November 2008, remember the financial crash? Watch this, y'all. 2008 meeting, that the financial crisis was an opportunity to do things you could not do before. And what did they do? Let's see those of y'all who claim y'all business. You know, like right now, we got a lot of Blacks, Native American. Y'all claiming y'all small business owners and y'all know the way of markets and so forth. So what happened in 2008? Let's flashback. I'll wait. 2008, you actually seen the United States government go and bail out and save all of your major industries, whether it was your college, school, housing market, and your car market. And they propped them back up artificial and bought them and revamped the money and gave it to who they want to. And those who stole all the money and caused all the chaos, they just refunded them, moved the key players around from different banks into like the guy Emmanuel moved him from being a bank chief or executive to into politics. We all have witnessed this. We see Joe Biden and we see Trump and we see Clinton all do the same movements. And you see that Secretary of States like Kissinger, when he was in under who? Bush, make statements like this. And they took advantage of the 2008 financial crash, and the government has more power. So let's move on. Okay, let's go to page 72. It says globalist philosophy has always been tied to occultists. So don't be surprised when you see more and more evidence of those calling for globalists practicing pagan spirituality. I and a few others have practiced for years that the global crisis of some kind will be used to implement the freedom robbing tyranny of global government, which is your RFID chip, which you witness now. That's what the whole vaccine and the setup there was, and the charter of the UN being implemented on the soils of America, which is a foreign entity, which is illegal, but it's not illegal because you American citizens will have the first three rights of the Constitution: freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, and freedom to bear arms, did not rise up against your government under that Tyranny Act. And they forced y'all to take a vaccine that's against the Constitution, which is the Constitution is attached to the Bible, which is the freedom of man and woman, freedom of liberty of life. Meaning no one or no entity can force anything in the substance of your body, because your body is given by God, not by the motherfucking state, nigga. But y'all so distracted with all of these bread and circuses. What is the bread and circuses? Your Rihannas, your Beyonces, your Jay-Z's, your government officials, and all these demigods you look up to. You're so busy worshiping them, you're not following the trend of what's happening. And because of that, you lose it. Okay, let's keep going. Say, while there is nothing new under the sun, the lies of Satan are continuously being repackaged. Right. All that meditation and the free of the mind, that's all Satan's. Almost no one, including even Christian leaders and authorities, is recognizing this worldview, merger, which we blowing the horn to y'all. That's why I'm reading this book. It's a Dr. Clarkson and I agree that the worldview of evolution, humanism, Hindu, and occultists have merged to create a world view I call one world spirituality. Yeah. And what is that one world spirituality? That what you put out into the universe, you get back. Okay. That's cause you just made yourself a demigod. That's what the other nations do, because they don't have a God. So they gotta all depend on themselves and empowering themselves. But you Israelites, you blacks, like Native Americans, we got a true power. That's why all of our blessings. Matter of fact, let me show you where our shit come from. See, we ain't manifesting nothing. You ain't manifesting nothing. You Israelites, you don't get to manifest. You either follow orders or get destroyed. That's your option. The mother nations, they get to do all that shit. Why you think they got their own lands? They got their own houses. They got their own mansions. They got their own estates. You ain't got nothing. Why is that? Because it is. Let me read it to you. Damn, I need to do that Joshua again. Hold on, let me show you why you ain't got nothing. The only thing your ass gonna manifest is an ass kick. Okay. This Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord thou God commanded thee, thou shalt do in the land whether thou shalt possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation and wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great as God, who has God so nigh unto him, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. See that? No matter what we want or need or think we need, all we gotta call is on Yahweh Shah. All that other shit. No, bro. That's why you ain't got nothing coming. You want to say Jesus and Lord and God and universe, you done. You done. That's for the other nations. That ain't for us. For what nation but you've been beat down so much that you don't even believe that the universe is only for you. That's how much beat down you. The other nation's philosophy done beat you down so much that you now thinking that the God of the universe is the God for everybody. But no, the fuck he not. Oh yeah, trust me, he finna come pay him a visit anyway, so they finna find out. It said, for what nation is there so great, whom has God so nigh unto him, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon for him? For what nation is there so great, who has statutes and judgment and righteousness, as all this law which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from the heart all the days of thy life, but teach them to thy sons and thou sons' sons. So y'all done fucked up. Y'all ain't teaching this to your son's son, then they done. This Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. So when you go to sit down and like meditate, you being an Israelite, and you trying to like bring in these words in this book, but you gotta know them first, so you gotta read them. But once you get that part, this is what you meditate on. So motherfucker like, uh, why you sitting in silence? Because I'm thinking about the scriptures. I don't need to hear nobody. This book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou mightest observe to do according to all that's written therein. For thou shalt make thy way prosperous. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. That's why we ain't getting nowhere. You want to do everything but this. That's why you ain't got nothing coming. See, when you do this, that's when your way become prosperous. So let's read again. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success. So you Israelites out there, you want good success? Do these. Like my man, he be doing a little workout, and he be like, "You want a chest? Do these." He say, "You want some abs? Do these," and he show it to you though. And that's what we doing. You blacks, Latins, and Native Americans out there, you Israelites. You want good success? You want to prosper? Do this. Because guess what? You done already did everything else. Go ask your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your uncles. They have done everything else but this. And oh yeah, this ain't Christianity, by the way. This Israelite. Get it straight. So let's see what else we got. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this. But this page 76. So why should you care about the merging of these worldviews that come together in Allison Bell legacy? In First Chronicles 12, Issachar, one of the tribes of Israel. See that? Wow, what? This another thing. This another thing I gotta say. And I gotta put this on blast. I don't care what book you read, right? I don't care what person you listening to. You know what I notice about all these books, right? Like you see it, look at all these books. And then when you think of all of these personalities in the world, right? You got Umar Johnson, you got Black Conscious Community, you got all these thoughts in the world, right? All these people, all these ideas. You know what I notice about all these books and all these people? Is one thing I noticed out of 15 years of all the books, all the people in the world, right? When you say all the books and all the people, it's one thing I noticed about the books and the people. All the books in the world and all the people in the world reference the Bible, but why the Bible don't reference none of y'all? Anybody ever thought about that? Am I the only one that caught that? You got all these thoughts out here, right? All these books. Then you got all these people that wrote all these books, right? But the Bible don't reference none of the books and none of the people, but all of the books and all of the people reference the Bible. Why is that? That's something to think about. Oh yeah, certain things we're gonna highlight for a reason. We're gonna keep highlighting. So let's read this one more time, then I got a scripture. So why should you care about the merging of a three worldview that come together in Allisonville legacy? In First Chronicles 12, see that? This book even referenced the Bible. Issachar, who happened to be the Mexicans, one of the tribes of Israel, was praised for being wise since they understood the times and knew what God would have them do. Now more than ever, God is calling believers to expose false teaching. Yes, He is. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. False religions, and I'm doing that. And the lie of Satan, and I'm doing that. The need is critical now that millions are converting to a one world spirituality. And that's exactly what y'all do. That whole Hinduism and meditation and yoga and getting in tune with your spirituality, that's all one world demonic religion. Because guess what? Our power got a name. Ain't no just freelancing into no universe. What are you talking about? False teaching, false religions, and all the other gods from the nations, they got names too. There's no such thing as no universe. You can't get now one nation of people that's gonna ever tell you that the name of their God is the fucking universe. Never. The only people that seem to do that, it's only one group of people that seem to do that every time. You blacks, Latins, and Native Americans. God's chosen people. Y'all the only ones to do that. But I'm about to get the scripture. He said y'all was gonna forget him. Was praised for being wise since they understood the time and knew what God should do. Now more than ever, God is calling believers to expose false teaching, false religions, and lies of Satan. The need is critical now that millions are converted to a one world spirituality. The end result will be the destruction of their very soul and likely most of our personal freedom. I was going to at least get one for that. I got one for that. Can't save everybody. This Romans 11:7. What then? Israel has not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest was blinded. So the election of us, of the 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to come back to our power and find and know his name, Yahweh. The rest of y'all getting smoked. And I already cleaned the blood off my hand. I told everybody I know. But this Romans 11:7, what then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath attained it, and the rest was blinded, according to as it is written. God has given them a spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. So I don't get offended, I don't get mad, I don't get frustrated that certain friends, associates, co-workers, family members, or whoever don't get this. I ain't got nothing to do with that. The scriptures. Um, the eyes that should not hear him to this day. And David said, see that King David, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. So whatever you involved yourself in, even King David prayed against his own people and said no. And that's what I understand. Like if I'm under the house of David, then I'm following in order. He said no. Let they table. Let them do all that. They want to worship and this how they going. Let them do that. Cool. As David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. And with that, shalom.